after this message.
Back to the
CBS Sports presents The Prudential at the Half. Sponsored by The Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and other financial services.
Welcome back to the Boston Garden here at Game 5, a game the Celtics must have. They lead at 63-48, and if they can hang on and win this game, of course, they will force a 6-game back in Los Angeles. So welcome to the Prudential at the Half, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. You know, we have seen so many celebrities in this series turned on to professional basketball out in Los Angeles, and here in the Boston Garden, a lot of athletes have shown up, and James Brown is standing by with one of the best. So let's go to James.
All right, Brent, certainly this face is well known to all of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard. If there's anybody who knows anything about the marks of a champion, it's yourself. I think you have to be showing an awful lot of guts to be coming up here in Marvin Hagler territory.
JB, I want to say it's scary, but I feel somewhat at home here. The fans love it. They're saying Marvin. They just don't know my name yet.
Talk a little bit about this Lakers-Celtics matchup. Two great champions going at it. The Celtics were inferior to the Lakers on paper in terms of talent, but yet they're coming back. What characteristics are you seeing that you like in them?
I think the quality that they're demonstrating is the fact is never giving up, that positive and that optimism that they have, and they're giving it all they have.
Well, if there's anybody who's been positive and optimistic, it's been you, Sugar Ray Leonard. Good to see you. Lakers or Celtics fan?
Lakers, buddy. We're going to beat New England.
Uh-oh, look at him. He's very definitive. Let's go back upstairs to Brent Musburger.
All right, James, thank you. There are some other NBA fans who play the sport of golf. A final warm-up for the U.S. Open is the Westchester Classic, and here's how the first round went today. Born Greg Norman is showing his favorite sport. And this week on the tour, we discovered some new basketball fans.
I think the Lakers, they're going to be pretty tough. They seem to be playing a lot better than the Celtics.
I'd like to see it go right to the wire because I think those guys are fantastic athletes.
Well, if Norman likes the Boston, I must go for the Celtics thing.
Even split amongst the golfing stars. Our coverage continues. Live third and fourth round coverage on the weekend, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to come back with a couple of very familiar voices. Chick Hearn from Los Angeles and Johnny Most from Boston after these messages from your local station. Welcome back to the Boston Garden. We're at the half of Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and it's my pleasure now to introduce two very familiar voices. From the Boston Celtics, on my left, the great Johnny Most, 36 years in the NBA, 2 with the Knicks that you might not know about, and a man who has broadcast more than 2,000 straight games, the only lone remaining of the Minneapolis Lakers, now with Los Angeles, Chick Hearn. And Chick, do you remember back when you did your first game? Do you remember any memorable moments during that?
First game I ever did was at the end of the season. Lakers didn't have a broadcaster in the first year they were in Los Angeles. There wasn't any interest. But they had Baylor and West, and they were playing in the playoffs, St. Louis, Missouri. They asked me to come out and do the game, did. And between them, they got 63 points, and I said, this is for me.
Johnny, you became a basketball announcer out of necessity.
Yeah, more or less. And although I did love the game all the way, but the first job I ever had as a staff announcer, I did one sports show a week, and the general manager of that station kept on harassing me, so I beat him up and I lost my job.
You know, there's a different perspective. I mean, Chick and Johnny see things a different way. You don't believe me? Let me take you back to the closing moments. Magic Johnson, Game 4, and here's how these voices saw that play.
He didn't shoot it, 5 seconds left. Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good! 2 seconds left. The Lakers take the lead on Magic Johnson's running sky hook. Woo-wee.
Magic steps around. Magic is going in. Magic throws up a hook. It's good.
Johnny!
Chick, you do get excited.
But you didn't get very excited in that hook shot.
You're not very popular out in Los Angeles, Johnny, and I can't understand that.
He is with me.
Well, I tell you something. First of all, I want to correct one thing right now. Chick and I are friends. We're not adversaries. We're not. As a matter of fact, we're discussing very seriously going into business together.
Chick, I thought you two guys stole material from each other all along.
No, I'm not very popular in Los Angeles. I think that they don't like my hairdo. They don't like Jimmy Rogers' hairdo. They don't like Dick Versace's hairdo. They probably don't like my face either, but I don't blame them about
that. Chick, how about your reaction when you come to Boston?
People are very, very friendly. Of course, they don't know who I am.
They will now.
And incidentally, that station manager he beat up when he got fired,
yeah,
it was a lady.
You two guys are
He
great
might have been. I never
personalities.
noticed.
Great personalities. They've had a chance, really, to work with the two greatest basketball dynasties in the history of the sport. Let me take you back to some memorable moments. I know so many of you have heard Johnny most. Here's the great one involving John Havlicek.
I want to hear this.
Greer's putting the ball on play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it. Over the stand goal. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over. It's all over. Johnny Havlicek is being mobbed by the fans. Johnny Havlicek.
So that's how Johnny saw that. But now Chick Hearn had a great moment earlier this year. They were in Denver. The Lakers were inbounding the ball.
A three-pointer by Bill. The Notre Damer shot is an air ball taken by Magic. He throws to the other end. It went in! It went in! Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable.
That was one of the great baskets, Chick. What do you think now about this series and the second half of this game?
Well, if I were the Marriott Hotel in Los Angeles, I'd reserve about 50 rooms because Boston's coming back. The Los Angeles Lakers didn't play very well, but the Celtics played very, very well in the first half, and they were a great team led by the inspired Larry Bird, and I thought McHale was tremendous.
Well, before the game started, they were talking about you got to take one game at a time, but not only take one game at a time, you got to almost go one possession at a time, one quarter at a time, and that they have won the first two quarters. That's all they've won so far, and they know, and I'm sure they're talking about it now, they can't count this thing as money in the bank. They got to go another 2 quarters.
Johnny and Chick, I want to thank you very much. You got second half duties. We'll be coming back with our live coverage of the second half. But first, we're going to take you to a CBS news break in Washington, D.C.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1987 NBA Finals is sponsored by Miller High Life. Miller made the American way since 1855. Chrysler Motors and its automotive divisions. Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge Trucks working together to be the best. And by Schick, maker of the Schick disposable razor and the new Schick Plus for the easy touch.
Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn getting ready for the start of the third period, and toward the end of the half, Michael Cooper went out with a hyperextended right knee, and there you see him putting on the rubber sleeve over the right knee. He has come out on the court to practice and hopes to play. For a further report, here's James Brown.
All right, Dick, the Lakers are in the same situation as they were in Game 4. They've got to make the adjustments. The Laker coaching staff said that the Celtics are using their physical, brutish strength to their advantage, pushing the Lakers around on the defensive end, and on the offensive end, they've gotten 14 easy baskets in the paint. When I asked Bill Burke, the assistant coach, if the Lakers are losing confidence, he said no way. We'll see in the second half. Back to you, Dick.
All right, JB, and Tommy, the Celtic bench played a total of 25 minutes in game number 4. They competed for 22 productive minutes so far in this ball game, and that's helped, but they haven't seen one aspect of the Laker defense yet.
No, they haven't, and that was with the quickest team that the Lakers can put out there, their press team, and it was very, very effective at tiring out the Celtics and also taking them out of the low post game in Game 4. It was a big factor in their win.
The front line for the Boston Celtics have done a number on the Los Angeles Lakers.